now,
It's your time.
let me
Your
tell
time.
you, yeah? The Western men, non-Muslim men, Christian, you name it. Every single one of them are polygamists. They practice polygamy in a different way. Islam says the following. If a man is married and he wants to get married again, he is not allowed to have a side chick, a mistress, and a girlfriend who he can use for sexual intimacy and chuck her away like a piece of dog. No.
Many Muslim men do, though.
Islam says the following. That's correct, and I agree with you.
Yeah.
Are there Muslim men that do that? Yes. Is it haram? Yes, it's actually a major sin. And actually, there's a capital punishment if a man is married and has an affair outside marriage, which is capital punishment, which means
you're gonna go kill him.
Yes, exactly. Right. So I think she would like that.
I don't think anyone would like that, mate. I don't think anyone would like that.
No, you know why? Because she'll kill him herself.
Well, you're the one who's advocating for capital punishment, Ali Dawa.
I advocate that marriage is between a man and a woman, not between a man and 72 horrors.
I don't know if you read the Old Testament, madam.
Oh, it's gone back to Christianity now.
Jesus is the God of the Old Testament, and he says,
why has it gone back to Christianity?
You kill them. Thank you very much. So
oh.
read the Jesus of the Old Testament.
Have you actually read the Bible, Ali Dawa?
I have read the Bible.
Oh, you have? Have you heard of something called the New Testament?
Yeah, which says, I did not come to break.
Oh, okay. So you'll have heard it. Oh, okay. So there is a fulfillment of the law. So we're not bound to it anymore. Thank you. Because it's fulfilled in Jesus Christ. Thank you, Ali Dawa.
Now, guys, I want to ask a question. Polygamy in Islam is there to deal with a reality, number one, and number two, to protect the right of the woman.
It's a reality, guys.
What did I say? How many men have side chicks, mistresses? And guess what? Donald Trump is a serial monogamist. You know why? Because he knows if he gets a second wife, she's going to get upset. So he divorces her when she reaches her age where she's not useful anymore, and he moves on to someone younger. Yes? And we know what he says about women.
Why don't you talk about the sex slaves in Islam?
Let me finish. There's no concept that exists.
Okay, I'm going to show you from the Quran then.
We're talking about polygamy.
Yeah, having sex with sex slaves is polygamy.
No, sorry. So, therefore,
or polyamorousness.
I'm asking a question. When Islam says if you want to get married again, you go, what's the procedure? Look how Islam honors women. Number one,
Islam does not honor women whatsoever.
I have to speak to her father. Number one, why do I have to speak to her father? Because if I have ill intentions, her father is there to spot it. Number two, dowry. What is the dowry for? It's for a woman's security to avoid deadbeat dads. Okay, so what does that mean? When you marry a woman, she has a right to ask for gold, money, car. She can ask for whatever you like. No, I know. I'm sorry. It's a question that I can't hurry up. I'm explaining. Yeah, you can talk after. I'll listen to you. So, what does Islam do? Islam says, number one, speak to the dad. Number two, she has a dowry. Number three, you have to get married to her. Number four, you have to announce the marriage. Not secret. You have to announce it. Now, I'm asking you a question. How does that dishonor women when it's got protocols in place to avoid being the mistresses, side chicks, and girlfriends? And you have to look after them, you have to pay for the bill, you have to pay for the shopping, and guess what? If her mahar was £10,000, she keeps that, and she says you cannot touch a single penny. So now you tell me why polygamy is wrong in Islam.
Okay. Very simple. That's a lot of waffle to basically say, yeah, there is polyamorous relationships. Yeah, you can have multiple wives and women can't have multiple husbands. But we do it in a nice way, guys. It's a lovely way of doing it. We're very respectful. We're so respectful. But anyway, women, you don't have no choice because women are deficient in intellect according to Islam and deficient in religion. That is the horridness of Islam, ladies and gentlemen. Embrace a religion that teaches the equality of men and women. Now let's have a look. Let's look at Surah 23. Let's look at Ayah 5. It talks about how those who pay their tax alms, and this is a good thing, those who who avoid idle talk, and those who guard their chastity. Oh, that's good. But hang on a second. What is chastity in Islam? Well, it tells us in the very next verse. It says, except with their wives or their bondswomen in their possession. Who are the bondswomen? Well, we actually don't need to know from you because we can actually find out in the Quran. Quran.com tells us who the bondswomen are. There's a lovely little footnote. And it leads us to Surah 4, Ayah 3. When we go to Surah 4, Ayah 3, it again mentions bondswomen. And there is a footnote. And when I bring the footnote up, it says here, listen to this. It says, a bondswoman is a female slave that a man owned either through purchase or taking her captive in war, a common ancient practice in many parts of the world. Islam opened the door for ending slavery by making it an act of charity to free slaves. In other words, guys, if you want to do good deeds, take a slave and then free the slave. What a great religion that encourages you to take slaves so you can free them. That's amazing, guys. Imagine telling the Ummah to take slaves.
Listen to the man.
Oh, this is amazing. Notice he wants to get out of it. He doesn't want to talk about it. He wants to talk about Christianity now. Wait a second, this was about Islam. The sister had a question about Islam. You came in to answer it.
Tell her to
All
be
of a
quiet.
sudden, you don't want to be.
Jesus says, tell her to be quiet.
Well, according to you, you can actually hit a woman in Islam because there are surahs. Exactly. What does it say? It says in the Quran, the most holy of your religious scripture, that it was revealed from Allah that if you fear rebellion, it's not even if the woman does anything, it's just if you think she's going to do something.
What do I do?
Wow.
What do I do? Come on.
The verse in particular says, first of all, you tell them they're wrong. You talk with them.
You're wrong.
You say you're wrong.
Wrong.
And then you forbid them from sleeping in
I'm
the
leaving
same
the
bed
bed.
with you.
Yes.
And then you smack them.
No, uppercut or right hook.
I don't know, it says strike in Arabic.
Okay.
It says strike in Arabic. But don't worry, guys, in your lovely translations, in your English translations, it'll give lovely words for it instead.
Sure.
But that's okay. Let's look at Tafsir Ibn Kathir. Let's look at your tafsirs about what it means. Your tafsirs make it clear women can be hit in Islam. And then when your Sharia comes, it says, just don't leave any bruises. Just don't hit them in the face. But you can hit women in Islam. This is the religion that you're following, guys. Wake up. Common sense. You know it's wrong. Follow Christianity. You spoke for about 5 minutes. I start telling them the truth about your religion and you're cutting in.
Let me know when you finish.
He can't deal with what I'm saying, guys.
much, I can't do
Basic stuff. Go on, defend the fact you can hit women in Islam according to the Quran. Go on, Ali.
Thank you very much. The thing is very ironic, guys. I was
it's
talking about
ironic.
polygamy. He went on a rant. He went to sex slaves that don't exist.
Then go back to it. I actually just
No.
finished
He
that
went-
and read
he
that you
went
can
to
have
sex
unlimited bonds
slaves.
with
He went
them.
to beating up. Look, let me put it very simply. You're the last person to ever talk about women's rights.
Oh, am I?
Let me tell you something.
Wait,
Every
coming from the
five-
guy
let me
who's
finish.
actually
Let me
saying
finish,
that
let
you
me
can have
finish,
multiple
let me
women.
finish.
What a
Let me tell you
disgrace.
something. Every 5 people that come to Islam, 3 are women. Why? The question is asking.
Because you don't tell them
why?
about it.
No, one
Because you
second.
hide it.
1 second.
Because your
The
religion
question
is an
this.
esoteric
And
religion.
This is why they're in denial. They're like, how does this make sense?
Because you don't
The
tell them.
Muslim woman is oppressed, but the most females to Islam are women. It doesn't add up. Now,
Because you
and let
lie,
me tell you
Ali
who's one of
Dawah.
them.
Ali Dawah,
Tony
you
Blair's
lie.
sister-in-law, Lauren Booth.
Why are
I
you
know very
bigging up Tony
closely,
Blair?
accepted Islam, and there are many women.
I'm
like
talking about
that.
the Quran. He's
Let
talking
me
about
tell you
Tony
why.
Blair.
As you can see, he
What
will
is
not
he
let me
doing?
talk. You know why he wouldn't let me
Because you're
talk?
chatting nonsense, Ali.
Quran.
Ali,
It's
see-
in
Ali,
there.
I asked you a
Look, look,
question.
I can't even talk.
Talk about
Did I listen
polyamorous
to him?
relationships in the
Did I
Quran.
listen to him?
Talk about women being
Did I
hit in
listen to him,
Islam.
guys?
Two things, Ali.
Carry on talking. Let me know when you
Keep talking about Ali. Keep talking about Tony Blair. Tell me about Tony Blair and how that's relevant to the Quran. I'm done. Answer the question, Ali.
Done.
Answer the question,
Because you
Ali.
look psychologically frustrated.
I'm trying to get an answer from you. It's
Well,
like talking to
yeah,
a brick
I'm trying
wall.
to talk.
Go on then.
Number one.
Tell me about the
Number one,
Quran. Tell me about the
Number
Quran.
Number one, guys.
Or the Sunnah.
Can you imagine? What did I talk about? I said men are polygamous by nature and women are hypergamous
Yeah,
by
women
nature.
don't ever cheat, guys. Trust me, Ali Dawah.
Am I
You
talking
are a
about
foolish
cheating?
man.
I feel sorry
So
for your
one
wife.
second.
Why is a woman
Madam,
choosing to have multiple
Jesus
men?
said you have to be quiet.
What? Listen.
Stop
Why?
talking about Quran. Why don't you tell us about
Listen,
your Bible?
listen,
Tell us about
Why?
your Bible.
Listen.
Tell us about your religion.
Listen.
Pick up
Listen.
stupid things in your
Tell
religion.
us
Tell
about
us.
the Bible.
Brother, can I talk?
Let Ali speak. Let Ali speak.
Brother, let me talk.
Ali speaking. Ali, it's very clear that there are women that cheat. Do you understand?
Yes. Okay.
Okay, so if there are many women that cheat, you cannot say that by nature they don't want to cheat or they don't want to have multiple relationships. Evidently they do.
Man, you need a woman.
You know that. We definitely know he needs a woman in his life. Yeah, that might be the missing puzzle here. The point is this, guys.
Insults, guys.
Islam,
It's a sign you've lost the argument.
Islam honors women like no other religion. Let me tell you why. Islam deals with reality. Most Western men, they cheat on their partners.
Oh, do they? Do
Most
they?
of them.
Do
There were
they?
studies shown that most of them, especially in the workplace. Do you know what Islam says? Islam says if a man is polygamous by nature, which is a reality, and he is going to go and do that, he cannot do that at the cost of using and abusing a woman. Islam
Unless
says
it's a sex slave, then you can. As I just read in the
You
Quran.
see why I stopped
I
you?
just read the
You
Quran.
see why I stopped me?
He doesn't want me to talk about the
see that?
Quran, guys.
You see that?
Guys, notice what he
No.
hasn't addressed what I said.
Do you know why he's
I
doing that?
talked about the Quran.
me
He
know
is
when you
talking
finish.
about some weird, like, oh, well, in Islam we say that
Talk
this.
about Bible.
This is a conversation about Islam.
Let me know when you finish.
I'm done now.
Thank you.
As soon as you go off topic,
Do
I'll
you know
keep
why
cutting
he's
you in.
doing that? Because he looks in the crowd.
Talk
and there are
about the
some Western
Quran,
women
Ali.
saying, that makes sense. And he's like, oh, I need to bring the sex slave.
I
into
talked
it.
about the Quran and he's like, yeah, it makes sense.
I've listened to you. Can I talk?
Talk about the Quran then.
I'm talking about the Quran.
No, you're talking about Tony Blair and like some weird, oh, in Islam we have this understanding that women are polyamorous by nature. No,
Thank you.
show me the way that says that in the
Listen,
Quran.
listen.
Show me where it says that in the Quran.
Let me talk.
Go
I'll
on.
repeat again. What Islam says
Not
is
going
the
to the
following.
Quran.
Islam has 4 guidelines to protect a woman to be sexually, psychologically abused. How?
Well, to be abused.
Let me tell you how. If a man wants to get married again, he has these criteria in place to protect and honor a woman. Number one.
With sex slaves as well, which there are no criteria for the sex slaves.
Father. What does that mean? If a man is interested in getting married again, he's not allowed to have side chicks, mistresses, or girlfriends. You know why?
And have sex slaves. He's ignoring that bit. Address that part, Ali Dawah.
As you can see, guys, I'm not going to entertain. I'm just going to stop every
He
time.
won't entertain it. There you are. He's saying he's not even going to engage. I read his Quran and he won't engage with the Quran.
Over me, it shows your weakness. That's why I'm being quiet.
Because you're not talking about the Quran, Ali Dawah. Ali Dawah,
Someone
the
get water.
Quran.
I can feel your throat getting dry. Yeah,
Guys, can we all pray for Ali Dawah? He isn't understanding. Pray for your friend. That you learn how to address an argument.
And let the man talk. That's what your book says.
Oh, you're
That's what
spicy.
the
Well, your
Bible
book says you can hit them. Your book says you can hit them.
Islam
Because
says
it's
the
an
following.
abhorrent
If a
religion.
man wants to get married again, number one, he has to speak to her father.
Is that the sex slave's father?
Why?
Is that the
Because
sex
if
slave's
he has
father?
ill intentions and just wants to use her for sex, her father is her guardian, number one.
And he's meant to use his sex
Number
slaves
two,
for sex.
Islam says she has a right for dowry. What's the dowry
But not
for?
the sex
Let
slave.
me tell you, the dowry is a protection because she can come and say, all right, you want to marry me? I want £3,000.
How many sex slaves did Muhammad have?
£5,000.
How many sex slaves did Muhammad have?
What is
Mary
that
the
for?
Copt is one we know
That
about.
is her
He slept with her in
security
Aisha's
when it
bed.
comes to marriage. Number three.
Come on, man.
You have
Address.
to do a marriage. Number four, you have to announce it. Now notice something.
Notice
When
he's not
a
addressed
man has a
anything I've said.
mistress, when he has a side chick,
Literally
and when
nothing.
he has a girlfriend, it's usually quiet. He doesn't want no one to know. You know why? Because he takes her out on some holidays, uses as he likes, and he says, I'm bored of you. Bye-bye, darling. Islam says no.
This is a
You
lot
have
of
to
waffle.
honor her.
A lot of
And
waffle
that's
for
why-
not talking about the
That's why
Quran.
he's bugging out.
He ain't talking about the
That's why
Quran.
he's going crazy.
My
Because
friend,
Islam
my friend,
honors a woman.
Ali Dawah, you're a
Polygamy
Muslim. You're supposed to
is
talk about the
honoring
Quran.
women. But what does he do? And then we've got Madam here.
Ali
How
Dawah,
come you're
bring up
allowed to
the
have
bring up the
Hur al-Ain in Jannah?
Sunnah,
Why are you
bring up
jealous?
the Quran,
Why are you
bring up
jealous?
Hadith, bring up the
I'm gonna have Hur
Sirah,
al-Ain, alhamdulillah.
bring
You know
up
why?
the Sharia. Won't bring up. Bring it up.
You watch your husband probably doing it here, darling. Yeah?
Hey guys,
Okay.
this is modern
Let me
Islam.
tell you something.
Nothing to do with the Quran.
When I enter
It's
paradise-
just Ali Dawah's opinion.
Do you know why?
This is
God
Ali
gives
Dawah's
us-
opinion.
Do you know why God gives us Hur al-Ain?
Tell me about the Quran, Ali
Do you know
Dawah.
why?
Tell me about Ali
Because I
Dawah.
know that if
Tell me
I
about the
take
Sunnah.
myself here,
Tell me about Hadith,
Allah
about the
has promised
Sirah.
something better.
Tell me about Sharia.
So I
Tell
don't
me
need
about
to
these
go
things.
and cheat on my wife.
He ain't
yeah?
got to. Tell me about Ibn Kathir.
Be
Tell me
disloyal
about
to
Ibn
my wife.
Taymiyyah.
And now, that's very clear.
Yeah,
Now let's
no,
go to,
go on, he's doing
let's
it.
go to
Oh.
the beating verse. That is-
Oh, he's doing it. He's actually going to the Quran.
Step by step, step
Right,
by
let's
step.
go, let's do it, let's do
Step by
it.
step.
Great, let's go.
I want to ask you guys a question.
All right.
How do you beat someone, and here's the condition,
Okay,
no pain,
right.
no mark, and you can't hit the face?
It says you can't hit the face and you can't leave bruises.
Guys,
You
guys,
can cause
please tell me,
pain
can
because if that was
someone
the
please
Go
tell
on,
me,
go on,
how do you
go on.
beat someone?
Yeah, this will
without
show you how
no
ridiculous
pain,
this is. Go
No
on.
marks,
Right,
no
right,
hits in the
right,
face.
right. Let me show you how this is. Right, here we go, here we go.
Show me.
Apparently,
Show me,
Muhammad
show me,
tells
show
you
me,
to
show
beat
me.
wives like
Show me.
this.
Did the
That's
prophet-
what he's. Are
Okay.
you real?
Did
Are
the
you
prophet
for
hit any
real?
of his wives?
His companions did. His companions did.
Look,
The
look,
father
look,
of
look.
Aisha and the father
Guys.
and the
Did
father of
prophet
Hafsa
hit
hit.
any of his wives?
Actually, no, wait, yes, he did. He hit Aisha. He hit Aisha, and Aisha says that she caused him pain. Do you want me to find it?
There
Want me
you
to
go,
find it?
there you
There
go,
we go.
there you go.
Now he's bringing up
There
the
you go.
Sunnah.
As you can see, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, when Aisha was being accused of adultery, can you imagine, guys, if there was rumor going around in the community where it's been told that one's wife has committed adultery, a lot of us men will lose it. The Prophet, look at what the Prophet
I've got
said to
some
her.
lovely hadith here.
Look at that. I know
I've got
what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
ready
yeah.
for it.
Oh, no, it's
I
not
know
just
that.
one, it's many.
The Prophet, peace be upon him, you know what he did?
Do you want to read them out?
He
Do you want to
came
read
to
them
his
out?
wife and he said, if you have done this, God is forgiven. Yes, ask for forgiveness.
He
And
likes
if you
one
haven't-
hadith.
Guys,
He
check
doesn't
this
like
out.
all the other
Check
stuff.
this out. If there was
Go on.
anyone that was to say, for
Yeah, yeah.
example, Islam it tells you to beat your wife, it would have been what? In an instance of, even in this country, they have called passion, crime of passion. When you come and find your wife in bed with someone else. The Prophet, peace be upon him, is being, rumors are going that Aisha anha, his wife has committed adultery, which is a lie. Did he go and beat her? Did he shout at her? Did he scream at her? No. You know what he said to her? If you have done this, ask for forgiveness. And if you haven't, God will clear your name. Which man on earth would do that? Yes. Which man on earth would your wife? Can you imagine?
So what is 751
Madam, Jesus says woman has to
raped
be
woman's
quiet.
proof of
Your
innocence?
book says that
I
let
don't
the man
care
talk.
what you say.
Let
If
the
a
man
woman
talk.
who turns out to be
Let the
pregnant
man
says,
talk.
I was
Let the man
compelled
talk.
to
You
have
are not
sexual
allowed to
intercourse,
talk.
she's not to
Your
be
Bible
believed and she should
says
be given
your
the
Christian
Hadar
woman
punishment.
should let the man
Except
talk.
there is a
Why
request
not listen?
to
Oh my
testify that
gosh,
she
man,
was
this is just
carried away
terrible.
until they abducted his
in a
appeal with
nutshell,
her.
in a
Or if she
nutshell,
comes looking
let
for
me
us
ask you
to
guys a
come to the
question.
event, or she
Islam
comes
makes it
bleeding.
very clear
So
and
if you come, if
categorically
you're
that
raped,
you
you
are
don't
not
have any proof.
allowed. So as you can see, guys, and lastly, I'm going to touch
The
upon another
Bible
point.
says men
And
and
I'm gonna
Wait.
finish with this.
Let me read a hadith. Let me read a hadith.
And I'm going to finish with
Let
this.
me read a
I'm gonna
hadith.
finish with this.
Go on then. You'll finish, then I'll read a
Number
hadith
one,
about how
number
Muhammad
one.
hit Aisha.
The Prophet peace be upon him told us that when you strike, when you anyone is to strike their slaves, you have to free them. Now let me get this right.
But not your wife then, because Muhammad hit his wife.
1 second.
I have proof. I'm about to read it.
You are not allowed to strike them, but you're allowed to rape them. Get the hell out of here, bro.
Wait, you can hit women if you fear rebellion.
Get the hell out of here.
If you fear it, you can hit them.
Hit a slave girl and you can rape her.
So you can have slaves now in Islam.
Of course you can.
Hey, he just admitted it. You can have sex slaves in Islam.
Guys,
How many sex slaves can you have in Islam?
Guys, as you
How
can
many
see-
sex slaves can you have in
As
Islam?
you can see, him and his wife, as you can see, shouting.
Notice the ad hominem. He
Academically,
cannot address my
intellectually,
argument.
you
He has
got
to
ripped.
insult.
It's your janaza.
My friend, you need to learn
We've
Islam.
done your janaza today.
Because he doesn't know Islam. He doesn't know the Quran, the Sunnah, he doesn't know any of it. Let me read, let me
Guess
read it.
what? In her heaven, they're going to play piano. Her husband's going to play piano.
Oh, are they? Are they? Well, in your heaven, there's going to be rivers of wine and there's going to be whores. That's all you need. That's all you need, rivers of wine and whores.
This is all we need.
Disgusting.
Nothing to offer me,
Disgusting.
you're a
Ali
woman.
Dawah, wait, let me read the hadith, Ali Dawah.
With that voice, if I was married to you, I'd divorce you.
Oh, wait. No, this is what men do to women, guys. This is what the Islamic Dawah team talk to women. Oh, bye-bye, guys. Bye-bye. Ali Dawah, do you want to hear me read the hadith? When Muhammad hits Aisha? Right, let me read the hadith, guys, because he ain't going to read it to you. Right, this is Sunan an-Nasai, 3964. Let's read it very clearly. Muhammad, he goes out because he sees Aisha leaving his house in the middle of the night. So he follows her, and he follows Aisha, and then Aisha then rushes back, and Muhammad is there, and he says, "Are you the shape that I saw?" And she says, "Yes." It then says, "He gave me a shove in the chest that hurt me." Aisha said that oh really? But it hurt her though. So that thing he said about women not needing to feel pain was a complete load of nonsense. What? She was bruised. What a load of nonsense. Muhammad hit Aisha. Muhammad caused her pain. End of, ladies and gentlemen. That's why he can't talk about the Quran. That's why he can't talk about the Sunnah. He has no choice. No choice. I just read it, my friends. I just read it. I can tell you the verse, my friends.
Repeatedly, no other argument.
Oh, yeah. Do you want me to tell you the verse? It's Sunan an-Nasai 3964. Its grade is Sahih. The grade is Sahih.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
You repeated the same thing with other Sahabi. And now, if your wife has done something,
It's like this is so smart. Were you witness to that?
In Islam, you have the Sunnah, which is the authentic narrations of the Prophet. Sunan an-Nasai 3964 is grade Sahih. Okay, so Muhammad shoved her and caused her pain.
rubbed in the chest like that, yeah.
And it says she caused her
What
pain
was the reason for it? What was the reason for it?
because she had disobeyed him by leaving the house.
So why was that wrong?
It doesn't matter if it's right or wrong. The point is, you shouldn't hit your
Have
wife.
you been to Arabia? Have you been to Arabia?
My friend, why are you trying to justify a man hitting a woman?
It's not a hit.
Why are you doing
It
that?
was a rub in the chest.
It said it could hurt her.
Did it say daraba?
Listen,
Did it say daraba?
listen, I'm reading it to you. It says here, Wait, listen, we're gonna find it, He gave me a shove in the chest that hurt me.
Okay, so they shove in the chest.
So it ain't,
A shove in the
that
chest.
is it.
It's something, no.
It's
like that.
hurting
It's a rub in the
her.
chest.
It's
And it was
hurting
done- it was done
Aisha.
because she left the house, and there's, bro, in Arabia, I've been there before. There's
My
wolves,
friend,
there's
I
wolves,
know
there's
you,
lions.
I understand your reasoning, but it's just not going to be good enough, mate. It
It's
really
not
ain't
hit,
going to be
though.
good
You're
enough.
lying, but you're lying.
I mean, what's sorry?
You've been hitting the whole world.
I personally
But
haven't
you're
hit
lying.
anyone, but
But
you know
you're,
what I
no,
mean?
but you're lying and saying
But
that
I've
you
just
hit.
read it.
It's not a hit.
You say you're not
It's,
forced to
I
wear
said
the hijab.
shove.
It wasn't a
Yes, but
strike.
how do you shove someone that hurts them? How do you shove someone that
In
hurts
Iran,
them?
they force you to wear the hijab.
That's
If
not
you
gonna
don't-
hurt
in
me.
Iran,
It did
if
hurt.
you don't wear the
But
hijab,
I
they put
would
you in
have to do it with
prison
a lot of
for
force,
40
wouldn't I?
years.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the Iranian
Yeah,
Islamic
but that's a
regime.
warning. That's a warning.
Yeah, we call that assault in this country. You understand that? You could go to prison for that. You
Yeah, but
understand
you
that?
can't compare the morals of this country.
No, my friend. Is Muhammad the greatest example for you today? Muhammad hit, Muhammad hit Aisha. We don't know what age she was, but he shoved her and hurt her.
It's a shove. It's not a hit.
Guys, This is the example of it.
Pushing.
Where? What are you saying?
It's pushing.
I think the Arabic is actually a lot more harsh than the English translation.
No, but you
But it hurt
Did it
her.
push? Did
It
it push?
hurt her.
Did it push give her a heart attack?
No,
I
it
didn't-
hurt her.
Did it give her a bruise?
We don't
No,
know.
it
It
didn't.
just said it
No,
hurt
you
her.
didn't give her a bruise.
Did it? It never
break
said
bones
that it
of
hurt.
It did. It literally says hurt her.
Oh my
My mate, I hope you understand. Wait, I hope you understand the situation, yeah? There's wolves and there's lions, and at the same time, we're talking about a time where there's enemies of the Prophet who are looking to plot to kill him.
I understand that, but that's not an excuse.
Let me finish, yeah? And there were assassins that came to him at night, as you know the story.
Yeah.
So then, if his wife was leaving the house when he told him to stay at home,
Yeah.
don't you think he would have done it out of worry? He done it out of worry because he was worried. Obviously, well, he could have been killed. You followed me in the dead of night.
But you're giving excuses for the behavior of Muhammad shoving a woman.
Shoving a
I'll say shoving that causes pain then. I can read the literal text. Well, I mean, read the English translation.
So if this is my son and I do that to him, am I wrong for that? Have I assaulted him?
No, because you haven't hurt him.
No, but what do you mean?
It says hurt her. I'll be going back in circles. I keep saying it, and you're like, get out of it.
How would you discipline? If you discipline your child and you want to that to
Yeah, but my point is that he hurt Aisha. So when he said Muhammad never hit a woman, I can prove that definitively wrong.
What does hit mean?
Come on,
You
mate.
define hit.
If I physically touch you and it caused you pain, I've hit you. It's as simple as that.
No, but you shove.
No one, the law would see it that way.
Strike.
No. Go
You've
on.
been hitting
Let me tell you something.
everyone in the
You're
whole world.
brainless.
Listen,
Listen.
what's that?
You've been everywhere with the gun. You've been killing.
Are you talking about? Oh, okay.
You've been killing.
No, I don't agree with.
You've been
Hello.
America. You've been
Jesus
Canada.
loves you. No matter what you think of me, you're always loved.
You've been hitting. You've
And
been killing.
Jesus will always be there for you, as someone who knows you, as someone who calls you to Him. You're always
You've been
loved.
killing everywhere.
And you too as well, you're always loved. Jesus loves you. And I mean that sincerely because I want the best for you. As much as I argue about this stuff, I argue about it because it's so bad.
You have been
I
slightly
can't.
twisting it, my friend. You've been slightly twisting
All right. Well, my point is from my understanding, in the Arabic, it uses a harsher word than shove. If I'm wrong on that, I'll happily accept that I'm wrong.
You reference Ibn Kathir.
Yes, because Ibn Kathir gives criteria about how you hit women.
What was it?
You can't hit her face and you can't cause
There's a
bruises.
miswak. The miswak. You know the example of the miswak.
Yeah, the stick. Yeah. I think that comes later, or much later. I
No,
think.
but that applies to the same verse.
Yeah, but it comes later. The idea of doing that comes later, I think.
That's the real understanding of the
That's
verse.
understanding.
Yeah, but that came much later. I'm not interested in things that came later by Muslim jurists.
So
Do you know
did
that
he
it
do more
came
than
later?
that?
Do you know that it came later?
Yes.
But did he do more
Because
than that?
Muslim.
Did he go against his own laws when he hurt his wife?
Did he what, sorry?
Did he go against his own laws when he hurt his wife? And
It
furthermore,
would seem so.
to what level
I mean,
was she
yeah, it would
hurt? To
seem
what
so.
level was she hurt?
The only thing we know is that it caused her pain.
Yeah, but
There you are.
I mean, but if I give you a slight pinch, that causes you pain. If I was to hit you with a
You
car,
have
that
to look
causes
at it
you
in
pain.
context.
You have to look
It
at
was
it
a
in
shove.
context.
It wasn't a.
Well,
You know-
I don't
you know-
know. That's
you know
what
when
that's how the
you-
English
That's what you
translate
don't know,
it.
so you don't
I don't
know.
know. Listen.
You don't know.
When you think about shoving,
Yep.
you think about he went like this and he.
No, well, the point is that we do not know.
I can shove him like this.
Yep.
and
We
he's-
don't
did
know.
that,
Yeah,
and
but
I caused him pain.
but
Was
we
that
don't.
abuse?
Yeah, but well, if you just do
Yeah,
that to
we do,
people,
but
yeah.
here's the
mate,
thing, here's
if
the
you do it,
thing.
yeah.
When you,
If
Yeah,
you, no,
you
if you
abuse
go,
them.
if I go up to you, yeah, in the park, and I literally just do that,
Yeah, but if
the
you-
police
but
will
what
come.
context?
You understand
Me
that?
and
But
him
what's
know
the
each-
context?
me and him know each other.
What, listen. If I put my life in danger, as
Yeah.
she had done by leaving the night late at night,
Yeah,
where
she
there's
did,
enemies
yeah.
like on lions and wolves.
That's what the
and
story
everything.
says. Yeah, yeah.
So if I was to push you, I'd be like,
Yeah.
why'd you do that? Yeah. Am I doing it out of compassion or am I doing it out of
Mate,
hate?
you see, again, you're changing your story.
I'm not changing
It
it.
started off with Ali Dawah saying that Muhammad never hit a wife. I pointed out
He didn't hit the
authentic
wife, that's
hadith
not hitting.
where he shoved her and caused her pain.
That's not hitting.
Then all of a sudden you're like, well, yeah,
That's not hitting.
but
You have a
it
complete
didn't
different
cause
understanding of
pain.
what
That's not hitting.
You think the prophet came and
listen.
barged her out the way and
So in
made
that
her
case,
fall
then yeah,
going
you
outside the
can,
house.
in the literal sense,
So
hit
for
a woman
example-
as long as you don't
I
cause
think
her.
you're talking. I think you're.
As long as you don't cause
You're
bruises.
play fighting with your
This
with
is
your
a
wife
shove.
Yeah.
and you accidentally hurt her.
Yeah.
Is that abuse?
No, listen.
Exactly.
Listen.
So you
What
have
I'm
to
saying
look
is,
at it in
you
context.
have to intentionally
You have to-
cause pain. Muhammad intentionally did something physical and caused her pain as narrated by herself.
Context.
There's two things.
Guys, you're not going to convince me.
Mate,
I
there's
don't think
two-
I'm going to convince
there's
you.
two
The
things.
Prophet had a race with Aisha. The Prophet had a race with Aisha. Now when you run,
Yeah, I read
you
that.
feel pain.
Yeah.
Right? You
And he
feel
let her
pain.
win,
Does
right?
that mean that he
Yeah, it's a nice
caused her pain?
story.
But
Yeah.
he caused her pain though, because he made her run.
Yeah, but, mate, there's a difference between running and physically insulting someone.
Exactly.
Exactly, absolutely.
So you're saying
There's two things you can't establish with that hadith, yeah?
Yeah.
The first one is how much pain was caused.
True,
Did she
we
have
don't know.
intensive pain
It just
or
says
slight
it caused her
So you
pain.
don't know.
Pain.
Second of all,
Doing
there's the other
something
thing you haven't
indirect
established.
doesn't-
I'm not talking about us, but you haven't established. No, I forgot now.
Sorry.
he hasn't established
Listen, guys,
The first one, how much pain was caused.
Yeah, how much
I'll let
second
you
one,
say
the
what you want to
con-
say, but I don't
the
think we're going to have an
context.
agreement on this. Yeah?
No. You haven't established the second one, sorry. The
Go on,
second one was,
go on.
was it done out of compassion or hate? And it was done out of compassion. Again, I told you she put her life in danger.
Wait, how do you know it wasn't from anger?
Huh?
Because he was angry.
But listen, can you be angry and compassionate at the same time? For example,
No,
if my
hence it would
daughter-
be one or the
if my
other.
daughter, if my daughter,
which
Yeah.
is dangerous.
wait,
to
bro.
Yeah.
If your daughter was to go and let's say smoke weed or drink alcohol or something like that at a young age,
Right.
and she put her life in danger,
yeah,
and she done something wrong,
yeah.
you would be angry, but
Yeah.
you tell her off out of compassion.
And I would be wrong to hit her.
No, but
Or
you didn't
shove
hit
her.
To shove her.
Shove her then.
To grab her.
Well,
Yeah.
hit is a generic term for many different things.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So you haven't been
But a
established,
shove
but
is
you haven't
like an open
pinpointed if it was
palm.
abuse or
Yes.
not. You haven't pinpointed. If I do that to you, I'd hate you apparently. To your definition.
If you cause pain.
Yeah,
But we don't know what pain it
extent?
is. But we know that, we know that there was pain, yeah?
No,
If there,
yeah,
okay,
there was
so,
pain.
okay, let's rephrase it then. Did Muhammad cause his wife's pain physically? Yes.
Yes, but
There
to
you
what?
are.
But here's the thing,
There
you're
you
not
are.
established.
I think
You're
that's
saying
enough,
there-
guys.
Listen,
I think that's
wait,
enough.
Wait. You're
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
there you go, like you've pushed. Wait.
But is Muhammad the greatest moral example today? Then
yes.
it's permissible for you,
No.
for your wife, to cause her pain.
Listen.
There you
you're
are.
saying-
Thank you for being honest. That's an honest
you're saying
answer.
thank you for being honest. Like you've established the amount of pain caused. If I pinch you, that's a small amount of pain. If I was to punch you in the face, that's a different amount of pain. So
Yeah,
what
yeah,
pain
yeah.
was caused? And are they the
I
same?
don't
Are they
need
the
to
same?
establish the severity
You
of
do.
it. I only need to know that it caused her pain to make the claim that Muhammad caused physical pain to his wife true, according to authentic hadith. That's all I'm going with.
No. But you're taking it vaguely.
I
You're taking it
consider
and
myself-
you're
I
being
consider
arrogant,
myself a
Frank.
child.
I think I'm being honest. I think I'm just reading it as it is.
No, but you're
I think
reading
you're
it as it is,
adding
and you're not
additional
understanding
things.
the context.
Why are you adding to the sunnah?
Okay.
I don't.
How about this?
Sorry.
How about
yeah.
this? I've read that Joseph married Mariam or
Sure.
Mary
Sure.
at a very young age, and
Okay,
she was
fair.
underage.
Can you show me a verse in the Bible that tells
Can I
me
say
that?
that Joseph was a pedophile?
That's a very good argument. Can you show me a single? Can you show me a single verse in the Bible that says
But
that?
historically,
Yeah, no.
Is it going to reference
Just
it?
show me a verse, and I'll be happy to
Is
say
it
it.
going to reference his age?
No, the Bible isn't going to, because the Bible
so
doesn't talk
exactly,
about
but
it.
historically-
Right. So then, why are you quoting it as an authentic source?
That's fine. I can bring it up for you.
My point is that you're referring to sources we don't consider authentic, like the Proto-Evangelion of Thomas, and you're saying, that's totally authentic, and that's where you get that story from.
okay,
But
wait.
I'm only appealing to your authentic sources. If you told me this wasn't authentic, I wouldn't mention it.
Okay, but you do agree that something we would argue now, child marriage existed back then. So if a
Yes, it
Christian
did,
monk-
and it was common, right?
yeah, it was
It
very
was.
common.
Okay, so when in Surah
Even
65,
Europeans-
ayah 4, when it talks about those who have not yet menstruated,
Listen. Excuse me.
Yeah, sorry.
then that must be talking about the common scenario, which is child sex, right? Because that's a common scenario.
No, but you can't say child sex because
But it is though, right? That they, having sex with like.
puberty is when we hit adulthood. So meaning that I can get married to a man and a woman can get
I would
married.
actually disagree with that. I would say once you've completed puberty, not when you start puberty. There's a big difference there.
Well, here's the thing. Obviously, we say when you hit puberty. So when you get hairs, that means you hit puberty, and then you're in stage of manhood now. So you've started already, all right?
Yeah.
So that means you can get married. I can legally get married, and a woman can legally get married. And that's the morals and values that Muslims hold. And that was common at that time, and common a long while after it.
Yeah.
Now it's not common. What about the future?
Okay,
What
okay,
about
that's fine.
common-
I agree with everything you've said. Well,
It is
go on.
common in Afghanistan. Is it
Yeah,
common
Okay, yeah, it
in
is.
other
The
places?
okay.
Where are
The banning
Muslims
the.
majority?
Common away from India.
What do you mean India?
Yeah,
It
no,
doesn't
it is.
matter. Everywhere.
common
Everywhere
in
there's
India.
Muslims, it is common.
No, it's common in Hindu culture, in Hindu religion.
Okay.
In the Hindu religion, you
Right.
get married before
But
puberty.
what-
And I can
Are you
prove
Hindu?
that.
Okay.
Are you going
No,
to
I read the
Go
text.
on.
Yeah, Hinduism is. We're not talking about Hinduism.
You need to defend
We're happy to throw Hinduism under the
Defending it,
bus.
so I'm saying,
Yeah,
but Hindu
but
text
you're
says
saying that
puberty.
it's not common. It is. Where there is
No,
Islam,
I'm
it
sorry.
is common.
Sorry. In Western
It's only-
society,
yeah,
in
only
Western
Western
society,
society,
yeah,
yeah.
Western society,
That's why we are trying to educate people so we
Right.
don't
Thank
get
you.
to that level
As an
of the
Indian-
Islamic society.
as an
Because you're trying to
Indian-
make this an Islamic
As
society
an Indian, you
where
want to give
child marriage
education.
is going to be okay, right?
well, that child, what's a child to you? Anyone under 16. A child to us is anyone that's prepubescent.
People were saying, okay.
Yeah.
So,
But But
Why did Muhammad marry a people?
Well,
who wasn't?
yeah, he did.
Right,
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
And then no one else was allowed.
No,
And did he
Doesn't
consummate the
matter.
marriage?
Look,
Did he
he's the
consummate the
example.
marriage?
He
Look,
did at
he's
the age of 9.
example.
At the
If
end
you
of
say
time, when
I'm
she
the
was-
example, but don't follow
Show me a single
that's
hadith
not
where
an
it says she would
example.
reach puberty.
Yeah, she did puberty.
Show me any hadith.
I'm not, I don't know. I've memorized the hadith.
There are 2 hadiths which are mistranslations of the Arabic into English that suggest you did, but when you push on them, it's wrong. No, but I know people who do, and I talk to them, and they say that's not what it says in the Arabic.
You know everything.
And you can find different versions of English translations that don't have that, so they've obviously changed it.
You're trying to Islamic.
From what I read in Sirah,
everything.
the Sirah next, I've read that Sheikh Panipuri in India said, he said that she had hit puberty.
You accept the Bible.
That there are Islamic scholars who will be honest with you and say she didn't. Dr. Yasser Qadi will be honest with you and say,
Yeah,
no,
but I
she,
don't, yeah, the card is
well,
Even your,
it doesn't matter what he is. The point is
but
that,
he's a reformist.
but he's an intelligent man with a PhD in Islamic.
No, but he's rejected parts of the religion. Sorry. He's
Okay.
intelligent. Yeah.
Does he affirm the Sunnah?
Huh?
Does he affirm the
Yeah, but
Sunnah?
no, he's rejected
Is that Aqidah? Is that
You can't
he say
reject-
the
okay,
Shahada?
if
He
I'm
say
a Christian,
Tawheed? He say yeah.
If I'm a Christian and I reject one part of the Bible, I've rejected the whole Bible, right? I can't just
Yes.
cherry pick.
Yes, but
So you
obviously
say-
a Christian won't just say I reject part of the Bible. They say they disagree about certain interpretations of things. Same in Islam. Do you understand? So he might have a different interpretation of things, but my point is he's still a Muslim
He
and
straight
he's
up
still.
rejects it. He straight up rejects it in videos, but he rejects the,
Well, what does he
the
reject?
armies under the earth. He rejects it. The army that come out, Ya'juj and Ma'juj. He rejects it completely.
But is that a difference of opinion in Islam? Are you saying you can't be a Muslim if you don't think that?
No, if you reject one aspect of religion, it's kufr. It's an act of.
Well, then I think that in order to do that, you would have to affirm that Muhammad did indeed have sex with a 9-year-old called Aisha. And your sources don't.
Historically, yeah.
Okay, I'll tell you what. You sound sincere. Go look this up after this, yeah, and look for any hadith, sunnah, hadith that says that she had achieved puberty. That's my little homework for you. That's all I want you to do, because you'll be surprised.
Okay, fine. The matter of fact is she hit puberty. If she was 9, if she was
She eventually
9 or 19.
did. She eventually did.
And that's when it consummated the marriage.
No, no, because
Okay, fine. I'll search it. Better
Search it
find
up, my friend,
But the
yeah.
one thing we need to establish today is that you can't just come here and say I've proved it. He's hit Muhammad.
But your Islamic sources do it for me.
Because he's hit his wife. When you know it's wrong. Because you haven't established. You haven't established how much pain was caused. You haven't established, and you can't.
Well,
prove to
my
me that
point
it
is,
was
my
hit.
point is that there was pain.
No, you can't.
Muhammad, Ali Dawa said it was no pain, and I refuted that with Sunnah Hadith.
Yeah.
They are. That's all I got to do, mate. I don't need to do anything else. Yeah.
Again, you can't establish the level of pain.
That's true. I don't know the level of pain. I don't know the level of pain, but there was pain.
Is it not justifiable to grab your loved one in compassion, say, or even in anger as well?
But is
and say,
Muhammad not the
"Listen,
greatest moral example? You remember, according to you, you're saying he's better than Jesus. You understand
Yes,
that?
yes, yes.
Why would yeah?
He's an example. He's an example.
Jesus
Men
never
get
hit-
angry.
yeah.
Men get angry.
Jesus never hit people. Jesus
So
never took
listen.
sex slaves.
So you're saying that he's a sinner, so it's okay for him to do that?
Men get angry, right? Men get angry with their women. It's very natural. So now that's an example for you to follow.
Is it a sin?
That's for the sinners, man. You're giving
Did Muhammad sin when he did this? Maybe just a little sin.
You know, he was in the boundaries. He was completely in the boundaries. What's allowed?
Oh, my son.
He didn't cause bruises.
He caused pain.
He didn't cause bruises. He didn't break bones. He didn't cause her to bleed.
Mate, the problem is the more you say that, the more it sounds. You ever seen those horrible things where men are like, they hit their wives and they do it in a way that they don't cause bruises so that she can't tell anyone. Yeah, but that's what you sound like. Like you see,
But you even said it was in a rub. It was a rub. So how can that cause any break? Any
it's a
bones?
shove in the English translation. In the Arabic, I think it's more. Good to see your sister. God bless.
It's a shove. Yeah.
In
So
the
I
English
asked you,
translation,
why'd
I'm
you do
pretty
that?
sure in the Arabic it's not shove.
Why did you?
I think it's strike in the
It's
English,
not
in the
darab.
Arabic.
No, it's not. Because
Well, I tell you what, we'll both check. We'll both go home and we'll check.
No, so why do you, I'll bring it up now.
I don't read Arabic, mate. I need to go to talk to Arabic people. who know-
condemn, violence against women.
I do condemn.
Where?
Huh?
Where?
In the Quran, it clearly states that you can't break bones. You can't. What's
Oh,
it
so
called?
that's the
Can't
only.
bruises.
You can
You
slap
can't
the
bruise
hell out of
you-
them.
No,
It's
you
okay.
can't. No, you can't.
As long as you don't cause
break bones,
bruises
right?
and you
Because
don't hit their
that verse
face.
he brought up. That verse he brought up.
Dude, that's
in
a very weak
interpretation.
argument.
Which is causing pain.
No. The verse he brought.
It
Listen.
says that Aisha felt pain.
Standard. Your
Yeah, but to what
bar
extent?
of standard
That
is
you're
right
not
there, bro.
understanding it.
In India,
It's right there. It
in
should be
India,
up here.
in India, brother, in India.
down there.
Wait. To be honest with you,
Oh, I can hit her, but not cause pain.
thank
Is
you.
that what you're saying?
You can only call.
Go ahead.
So now, in the Quran it says that yes, it's obligatory for you to put your hands on your woman, right, in some way. Right, now to what extent? We need to use the Prophet as an example of it, right? So when the Prophet did become angry at his wife, did he go lash out and slap her in the face? No, he didn't. He done the shoving motion that caused pain.
you know there are
And that
other
was enough.
hadith, right? This is just one hadith.
So what's the other hadith where he...
Okay, so not where he does, but where he sanctions it. So, for example, there's a hadith, and again, it's Sahih, yeah, where what was it? Umar and Abu Bakr, the father of Aisha and the father of Hafsa, are in the same room as him, and they're telling stories about how when they remembered when they used to complain about money, because they're complaining about money to Muhammad, and then to make him laugh, they slap their daughters, and Muhammad laughs at them. That's in your hadith, and then he forbids them from seeing him. So it's a punishment. Dude, my point is, why don't you just accept that this is the truth? But that's Sahih. It's a Sahih hadith. I read, mate.
You don't believe in Sahih.
Do you want me to find it for you? Do you want me to find it for you? I'll find it for
I
you,
believe
man.
in Sahih. But you do it again. Now I can ask the question. First of all, I don't know the hadith. I'm not going to comment on it. But
If you don't know, then you need to look. Mate, you strike me as a good person. Yeah? You strike me as a good person. You know full well you probably wouldn't do anything like this.
Huh?
You know you wouldn't do anything like this. You know you wouldn't.
I would do what is allowed for me to do.
Would you shove and smack or hit or
not
cause
smack.
pain
No.
cause pain?
I would cause pain to how much is allowed. So if whether
Would
be
you
a
have
shove-
sex slaves? Would you have sex
Of how
slaves?
much pain is
You are permitted in Islam to have sex slaves.
Recording as well.
I was
Ask a woman.
yeah, mate. She's
Why
been
don't you
recording the
bring
whole
a
time.
Muslim woman and let's ask her if it's okay to hit her.
Huh?
Let's ask a Muslim woman
Where
if
is
it's okay to hit her. Without causing pain.
To the extent of which is showing in every
Yeah.
Let's go on.
There's a Islamic woman. Ask her to come here.
She's a bit old.
Here we go. Do you want to read this? Allah's messenger, may peace be upon him, laughed and said, "They are around me, as you see, asking for extra money." Abu Bakr, Allah be pleased with him, they went up to Aisha, Aisha be pleased with her, and slapped her on the neck. And Umar stood up before Hafsa and slapped her, saying, "You ask Allah's messenger that which he does not possess." It then goes on and talks about how Muhammad says, "You're not allowed to see me for a while."
I'm not going to comment. Actually, I'm not going to
The context is that they are asking Muhammad for money, and Muhammad is unhappy.
listen.
Yeah.
I'm not going to comment on it because again, I don't know.
Let me tell you what it is, and you can go home and you can.
I'd rather verify it myself then.
Sahih Muslim 1478. There's a link.
1478. I'll come at you next week.
Go on. Okay.
I'll come at you next week.
Right. My friend, if you look at this and you find what I'm saying is true, please consider this, because there's a religion that's much better than this that doesn't teach that.
If that's what was done, and even if it was done out of anger, it was done out of spite, then I'll accept
But
it.
then he's not your greatest prophet. He's not the greatest moral example to you, because
That's your thing.
yeah, sure.
But was it done out of joking? Was it done out of joking? Was it done out of laughter? Has your friend ever slapped
But your
you?
conscience is not right with that.
Sahih Muslim 1478.
What's it about?
So it's just.
Was it done out of a joke? Was it done out of laughter?
So Abu Bakr and Umar slapped their daughters in front of Muhammad, and Muhammad laughed. Yeah, so he laughed. Yeah, he was there. But basically, this is your story. It's not my story. I didn't make this up. So Abu Bakr is the father of Aisha, and Umar is the father of Hafsa. So they slapped their daughters in front of Muhammad because Muhammad was feeling upset because they were asking him for money. So they thought to cheer him up, they would slap him. And it does say laugh, and it does say.
Why don't you bring me one incident of the Holy Prophet beating any of his wives that he married like 9 wives?
Come on, like, I've got to bring up the hadith where it talks about how he caused Aisha pain.
Yeah, well, you shoved it,
Yeah.
I know the story. I know the story.
Man.
I know the story is talking about basically when Hadith Aisha went after the Holy Prophet, when he went there, he came back and he's saying he shouldn't be doubting the Holy Prophet.
Mate, there's a hadith where Muhammad gives a verdict to a man who beats his wife, and he just, but she had green skin. A different hadith, mate. There's so many hadith. There's a hadith where there is a woman who has green skin, and Aisha says her skin is greener than her clothes, and she says, "I have never seen any women suffer as much as the believing women." That's what Aisha says to Muhammad. And Muhammad doesn't rule in her favor; he rules in the man's favor.
No, he doesn't. You're faking this one.
Look at these things. Look. I know Muhammad did good things. He did good things, but he did bad things.
You're faking what you said now.
Look at this up, my friend. Look at this up.
Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, "وَلَنْ يَضْرِبْ خِيَارَكُمْ." The best amongst you will never hate a woman. So don't just make a
But he did.
Sorry?
But your own stories. Shove them.
Shove them.
Or hit. Sorry, or
No,
but
shove.
that's the
Shove.
English translation.
No, but there's another hadith, the same hadith that applied to another Sahabi and to other companion.
Look.
Shoving.
I'm confident the Arabic is not being shoved. I know, but I've talked to Arabic people.
What's the verb? What's the pattern that was used when Muhammad touched Aisha? Was it ضربة?
Sure.
It wasn't.
But it caused her pain.
He said it hurt me.
That's what she says.
No, and then he said the reason why I slapped you on the chest is because you shouldn't be doubting God and His messenger.
Okay, fine. But that actual touch caused her pain.
Because of pain, yes.
So he did hit her then.
Yeah, he
To
did.
what extent?
I don't. If I hit you and I cause you pain, and you're like, fuck, that hurt, you know, you're gonna be.
No. If you're my friend now, yeah, if I went that to you, has that caused you pain? Sorry,
No,
but
no,
is that caused you pain?
no.
It's caused you a little bit of pain. Let's say if I
Not
pinch
enough
you-
not enough that I would say it caused me
After
pain.
the whole incident, yeah.
It's obvious a friendly tap. But my point is there is a action you can do, and keep in mind the context tells us he's angry at her. She's done something wrong,
What's the...
and he's disciplining her.
Yes, exactly. That's what
So you have to think what actually is the context of this, and what is he doing?
but the
So is
issue
he gonna
is-
like
no,
do
but
that?
You're looking at a black and white view. There's a context.
I'm just
behind
reading it
First of all,
honestly.
It's husband and wife.
Yes.
Second of all, we don't live in the 21st century anymore.
But if that's the case, then you cannot say Muhammad is your greatest prophet you follow, because that was back
We don't
then.
live, sorry, forgive me. We don't live in the UK or Western country. This was not in the UK or Western country in the 21st century. Okay? I'm not saying that